whenever there's an episodic series, you can bet two men will talk to you. AJ Talon and Owen Finch give their thoughts on Owen and AJ Talks.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Owen and AJ Talks. I'm Owen Finch, and I'm here with...
Drinking tonight at AJ. We are here for a special episode of Kiss Sis, episode 7. So we are officially more than halfway through this abomination.
Yeah?
Well, not including the OVAs, because Owen, in between episode 6 and today, I went on the Wikipedia of Kiss Sis just to see, because I knew there was a couple specials.
Okay.
It turns out there are like 12 specials. So so really, if you think about it, there's like still a double. You know, like we thought there was 12 episodes and some specials. It's actually like double. So that's
the specials the one thing, or do we have to like watch?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I hope so. Watch. We say that now, and then we're gonna find out like the next episode they'll like reference something that happened in the special. Then we're gonna have to like go watch every special now to like
Yeah.
But
it's kind of funny because we were like, episode 5 was something, and then episode 6 we were like, you know what? Compared to episode 5, this isn't that bad. And then today, not quite as bad as episode 5 or episode 3, but I consider it a solid bronze medal. And for that, I shall drink.
I was gonna say this is our first time drinking together, but I forgot. I think we drank together when you were in Mass recently. So I'm glad it's not our first time. So
yeah, what a way to commemorate it. And I was like, at least I brought out the fancy wine glass. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna drink, but I'm gonna be a little classy about it.
Yeah, I just got a can going because I didn't really know until last minute we were drinking. So.
Yeah, I kind of just told you, like, by the way, I have like vodka, and I the reason I'm doing it is just because I've had it in the fridge for a while. I'm like, you know what, this is a good excuse to use it.
Yeah, why not? But you know what, AJ? For some reason, I don't know why we do this to ourselves. When we finish a big project like Yellow Jackets Season 1, or we just finally did Rick and Morty, we like the tendency to quote-unquote award ourselves by doing like another Kiss This video. I don't know why we do this to ourselves, but this is somehow a reward for us. Not really much of a reward. I don't know why we keep doing this to ourselves. So.
It's a way to remind us that, like, no matter what issues we have with a show, no matter how many hobbies disappear, no matter how many times Near reads the script, no matter how many times Ted fucks Skylar, there's always Kiss Sis in the back of our hearts.
I mean, I remember episode 9 of Yellow Jackets. You said, that episode 9 of Yellow Jackets was something. I had to keep it. I was like, before we even talked about any of the stuff that happened in episode 9, I'm like, yeah, don't forget, there's still Kiss This. Kiss This is still out there. So it's like, it's weird, but not Kiss This weird. So
it's always there, lurking around every dark corner, like Adam from Yellow Jackets.
Oh no! So it's Kiss This. Is Kiss This Adam, the Adam of Yellow Jackets? That's not good.
I know, right? It's like Javi in the bush. It's just like peeking around the corner.
I'm gonna tell you a little behind the scenes. It won't be behind the scenes. I probably should have waited to the season finale. But sometimes bits in and out, I'll just randomly forget stuff that happens until like. We go to talk about like the show, like we're just like
your brain is trying so hard to suppress it, and then when it rears its head, it's like, oh fuck, this is what happens.
And we have to watch this as like critics too, and like critique the show and everything like that. So let's just
get. Listen, the show doesn't make it too hard to have to critique it. But Owen, do you want to guess the air date for this episode 7, which is called "Well, What? A Dripping Wet Midsummer Delusion"? That's a fucking length. That's a lengthy title. It's a girthy title.
And we find out later on. I think too when they write this show, you think when you see they go one place, you think that is going to be the reason of the title name, and then when you see the end of the episode, like, oh, that's why it has this title. Yeah,
it's kind of like Family Guy in a way, where it's like the first half of the episode will be like about some plot, and then the second half of the episode is like a completely different plot.
Mm-hmm.
And like, there's kind of a segue to it, but like, not really.
Yeah, this one kind of didn't really have that. Yeah.
No.
But
I would argue the second half of this episode isn't even a plot.
It's just
a quote unquote plot.
Yeah. It's just character development, I guess. So,
I feel like that's character regression.
Yeah.
Because and in episode 6, we praised the teacher character for being the only sane person in this fucking show. Mm-hmm. Being like, hey, it's probably not a good idea to like have sex with your sister's Kita. And he's like, nah. Yeah. And in this episode, she's like, I'm a grown-ass adult. Sleeping with a student. Doesn't sound too bad. That's her development, Owen.
Yeah, that's hell. Remember when I said, "Oh, look, finally we have a normal person in the show." This episode and like kind of a little bit at the end of the last episode kind of ruined that. So
yeah, listen. After at the end of this episode, I was waiting for Chris Henson to walk in and be like, "All right, why don't you take a seat over there, miss?"
But anyhow, yeah. So the air date for this episode, I think this show came out in 2010. The anime, anyways.
Yep.
I'm trying to think. What seems like a day that you would really want to piss somebody off, type of thing. Like really, I'm gonna guess. See, that's the thing. We went a while without. We actually didn't even go that long without doing episode 6, but in Kiss This.
Which is funny, yeah, because after episode 5, we were like, all right, you know what? Let's just take a break from this for a while.
But it seems like not an episode of Kiss This, any length of time we don't review it seems like a million years sometimes because you remember the good times. So
yeah, you remember like that there's like meaning in life, and that it isn't all just Kiss This. And then it comes back to smack you in the face.
I hate to tell you, AJ, there's probably some fans out there that this is their lives. They'll all Kiss This. They love Kiss This.
Remember all those people who were telling us to kill ourselves when we were like kids, being like, you don't get the majesty of Kiss This, end your life.
That woman in Yellow Jackets who mentioned, they're not cousins. They're just first cousins once removed. That's a Kiss. She's probably a Kiss This fan.
Yeah, she was. Remember that show was set in 1996. So in a way, she created the idea for Kiss This.
Well, when did Kiss This, the manga come out?
I don't know, probably like 2000s.
Okay. Oh.
When she got back to society, she was like, all right, first order of business, move to Japan. Second order of business, create Kiss This.
She probably is like the co-creator of Kiss This.
Exactly.
At least in that universe.
It's funny, because we were saying that the animators probably don't want to have any part in this. Like, when the credits start rolling, they're like, hey, listen, you can just leave my name off of this one. It's okay.
But yeah, the air date, though, I'm going to guess May 19th, 2010.
Dude, you were fucking insanely close. Owen, you're a Kiss This fanboy.
I guess so.
Owen's faking it. So it's actually May 17th, 2010.
Oh, wow.
So Owen's faking it. He was like, you know what? I don't want AJ to know that I'm like secretly reading the wiki all day. The whole 2 sentences on the wiki. I'm gonna like guess 2 days off just so he doesn't know that I'm like always reading the wiki.
You notice, by the way, like sometimes when it comes to shows, when it's like 2 days off or like a day off, we'll like complain that like make up a story and
so close. And here it's like, Owen, why the fuck were you so close?
You notice too, we always say to like the creators they waited a couple of days just in spite of us, even though that's not the case. Here we're just kind of like pissed we're so close type of thing. We're like, we don't want to.
I know, it's like, I don't want to even be. I don't want to memorize any of this shit.
Yeah.
Memorizing. So this episode, not picking up where last episode left off because this show has no continuity. It barely has a story.
Hey, there is one.
But it's so weird how they do this because, I feel like in a normal show, because the main focus of last episode was like the teacher.
Yeah.
You figure, okay, we had the teacher focus for a big episode, so we're gonna have like the focus of the next episode be a different character. Give them some shine.
No.
But no, they just make it about the teacher again.
It's also really weird too, because then like you see the person that pissed on Kita's like head or Kaida's. I still don't remember the name. And she's in like one scene as like a background person, like kind of. She's not even really in like the show type of thing.
And it's like, hey, we haven't seen you in a while. Do you want to do anything? No.
Actually,
okay.
Somebody else comes like back that we haven't seen in like since like I think like the 3rd episode or something.
Oh yeah. Like Kita's buddy, like his friend, is just like there, and it's like, hey, dude, haven't seen you in a while.
Right.
Kita's dad hasn't shown up, and since like fucking episode goddamn 3
actually
or 4.
But Kita's dad and his stepmom haven't been in this show since like I think probably the episode where Kita's dad crushed his hopes and dreams. I think that's the last. No, wait. Was it? I think it was in episode 5, but like for briefly, like not long enough. He's only been like mentioned, not even like he's not even been in the show. So
yeah, we got a little cameo for the main show, Kita's dad's variety hour last episode, where he found out he like won a computer somehow.
Right. So, hey,
that's not enough. We need more cameos from Kita's dad's variety hour.
Yeah, right. But yeah, so
this is.
But yeah, this picks up like with the teacher. The teacher's like upset, because she like wasted all her money getting like that pornography like video game that we get in like the last episode, and I guess she already played it all, so I guess some time has clearly passed since the last episode.
Yeah.
And
she's like spent it out like on a bunch of other shit, because if you remember, she has a bunch of like posters and like movies and stuff in her room.
Oh yeah, AJ, you know all about that. You know all about the posters.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. When I was looking around her room to see if that poster was still there, so I could yell at about it. But no, it's gone.
Do you think they just
she took that poster down? I like to think she was like, okay, AJ was clearly upset about the fake poster. I'm gonna put that down.
Yeah. And you probably saw this episode at the time too, so you can't even say like, oh, years later, you could have seen this episode and just repressed it type of thing. So,
yeah, I know, right?
But yeah, so she's stressed out about other stuff. I think she's stressed out because she doesn't want like, students to know that she's doing this, and then she has all these expenses to pay, and she's on like a teacher salary, and teachers don't really make a lot of money, which isn't as true as we think. They will make a lot of money, but you have to like do it over time type of thing, and they didn't really tell what they don't tell us about the characters, like what is life. They don't tell us anything about the backstories.
Yeah, find out about like this is the most we've gotten of like a character's life outside of like, hey, I want to bang my sister. Where she's just like, it's crazy how they treat it like it's like something she needs to be ashamed of, like she's hiding it, that she's like kind of a nerd.
Yeah.
And it's like, lady, you live in a universe where everyone wants to like bang their sister, all right? Like, trust me. Yeah. You are the most normal person around.
Well, until the end of this episode.
Until the end of the episode. Until the midway through the episode.
Yeah. I say at the end because that's like pretty much the last thing that happens like in the episode. So that's why I say the end when it's like the midway through. And then
But yeah, like you said, she's pretty upset that money and she's basically burning through money faster than she can make it.
And she's like upset because all this other stuff's like coming out, like another video game, and then there's another video game she wants to get. She doesn't even know how to like get the money for it and all that.
Honestly, mood, I kind of relate to that. Where I'm like fuck, like 3 different things I like are coming out next month.
So AJ, like, are you telling me you can actually relate to something to Kiss Sis?
You're right. I can relate to someone in this episode, Owen. That's great. Believe it or not, I didn't relate that much to the characters who want to have sex with their sister. I do, however, relate to the fact that I am broke as shit and I have things I want to buy.
Well, I don't think that's her issue here, though. I think her issue is she doesn't want people to know she's buying like these things either, too. So it's like you can kind of relate to it, but kind of not relate. It's like,
that I don't relate. Listen. If I buy anything cool, I'm like, check this out, motherfucker.
You talk. I've been doing a lot of talking. I guess you got to talk now.
Oh, thank God.
You get to talk about this show.
Kita, Kyle, whatever the fuck his name is. He's running at school. He's on it's like gym class or some shit. No, and he sucks ass. Like he's like he's running like that. Like he's fucking horrible at it.
That scene in Forrest Gump when Forrest Gump starts running. This was like Kita, but like it was like a not a spin-off, but like a parody type of thing where like he sucks.
This is like what if Forrest Gump couldn't run?
Yeah.
Oh my God, perfect. It's funny because they're both from Alabama. Forrest Gump is from Alabama, I'm pretty sure. And then Kita wants to have sex with his sister, which really fits the Alabama mold.
There you go. There you go.
There you go. I don't even know if he's from Alabama. It's like my favorite movie of all time, and I don't even remember what state it's from.
We have to watch. Actually, I might add that to the list for next year. By the way.
Oh, I definitely want to review that. I love that movie.
I think I have it. So.
Yeah, it's such a good movie. We should Owen. We should just make this a Forrest Gump review. So anyway, Forrest Gump.
Well, I haven't seen it, so
Tom Hanks.
I haven't seen it, so I just know that scene. So.
Okay. Yeah, but run, Forrest, run. But he's doing a really shitty job. So shitty, in fact, the little girl who's like the teacher's sister ends up like running into him, and like they both fall over.
By the way, so I hate to ask this because you would probably should have known this. Maybe I repressed this show so out of my mind. Was it revealed last episode that this little girl was the teacher's sister, and I just didn't pick up on it?
Yeah, because like she was a character that we knew, kind of, like she was there, and then last episode it was revealed that they're sisters.
Oh, I must have just I don't know what. Again, I just.
Oh, and you forgot that amazing plot twist, Owen, in Star Wars, that I am your father scene wishes it could be as dramatic as finding out the teacher and this child are sisters.
The plot twist, with like Adam, where you think he's like the blackmailer when it's Jeff instead, that has nothing on this type of thing, nothing. That moment where Hank finds out Walter.
I mean, Death Note. Come on, I knew Light was Kira from like episode 5. Like, come on, that plot twist wishes it could have been as dramatic as that.
The plot twists were like, for me anyways, when I found out like Elle was gonna be like this badass, that had nothing on that, absolutely nothing.
Okay, Walt being Heisenberg, I figured that shit out in like season 3. I mean, like, come on, it's so easy.
Yeah, but I guess I just I guess I just forgot, that it was like they were sisters, so it's just
because Owen, how dare you forget that? Because that ends up informing the plot of this fucking plot of this episode. But anyway, Akita is running, and then the little girl bumps into him. And if you remember, she also wants to, sleep with this guy because everyone and their mother quite literally wants to sleep with this guy.
Have we talked about this like before? By the way, like this person looks like this. Like the sister looks like she's like 12, but like I think we find out that that's like not the case. She's like 14, but she looks like she doesn't even look like she looks like very underage.
She looks like 9. Oh, and she looks 9, and I'm like, who wrote this? Who wrote this?
Is she 9 or is she 12? I don't know. Or is she 13? I don't know.
Let's go younger. She's probably like 4.
That's not good.
Yeah, no. Oh, and what about this show is good? Honestly.
Kita's dad laughing that he broke his son's hope.
Yeah, you're right. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. You got me there, Owen. You got me there. But I'll be back. So yeah, anyway, Kita was running, and I don't know why he was so shitty, because if you remember, we got a flashback in a previous episode that Kita was actually pretty good at running. But now he sucks at it, I guess. I don't know. Character development. He was good at running, and now he sucks at it. There you go. That's character development.
Maybe he was like thinking about, he's gonna pass all his tests and everything like that. So that's like messing him up and all that type of stuff. But they didn't really explain that to us. Again,
like what's good about this guy? He's shitty at school. He's not athletic. He has like no personality.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is it about this guy? Like, what do people like about him?
Remember, when Light Yagami mentioned in like an episode of Death Note where he mentioned he's like a popular guy and he had all these girls. Apparently, Light Yagami's got nothing on Kita.
I know, right? Hey, listen, handsome, charismatic, super smart, athletic, also a serial killer. But that's fine. Not everyone's perfect. But this fucking not even comparing to Kita for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god! But Kita's
it seems like they hold Kita up on like
fucking like 5 episodes. What's up?
It seems like they hold Kita up on like a pedestal too. Like honestly, I feel like there's gonna be an episode where they're gonna make like a statue for him at that waterfall that they go to type of thing.
Yeah. And that's gonna have to be a video. Kita's a Gary Stu.
But somehow he isn't. He's like a Gary Stu, but not like Gary Stu at the same time. Because like. I know, I can't explain it. Because, like...
I don't know. Everyone fucking likes this guy for no reason. It sucks.
But he's not a Gary Stu either because, like, he sucks. Because he sucks at everything else. But, like, the show, like...
Yeah, well, it's weird. He sucks at everything, but everyone, like, thinks he's, like, the most amazing, perfect god anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's funny because, we're talking about how it's weird. Like, it feels lopsided that the teacher is getting another episode where she's, like, the focus. Because we have, like, a couple other characters who have, like, not had any focus in a long time. Specifically Kita's dad, come on. And Kita's like buddy who like always gives him shit for like not wanting to have sex with his sisters.
Yeah.
He shows up again. We haven't seen him in like 5 episodes. I don't remember his name. Fuck him. But he's like, hey, Kita, like, summer break's coming up. Or not summer break, but like the weekend or some shit. I don't know. They're not going to be at school. And he's like, hey, man, we should like go to like a water park or something. And you should like invite your sisters. Because I'm like, I want to bang your sister or something. And he's like, yeah, sure, man. Cool.
This was so weird, too, how he was like revealed. Because, like, you think he's going to be, like, this badass, like, villain with the way, like, the music, like, plays and, like, cuts on him. But then, like...
Yeah. This guy is light. This guy is going to fucking write his name.
But then, like,
I just realized Kita's dad would be immune to the Death Note because he doesn't have a name.
That's right. Well, so if a Shinigami looked at Kita's dad, would it just see Kita's dad? Like, wouldn't see anything else type of thing?
You know how they could see, like, with the Shinigami eyes, you could see, like, someone's lifespan? It would just be the infinity symbol, because Kita's dad is forever.
Yes, he is. But no, I want to talk about the biggest problem I had about his reveal. It seemed like he was going to be, like, this badass, like, villain, like, with the way he was, like, revealed. He had this, like, these cool sunglasses on and everything like that. Then, for some reason, the rest of the episode, he was, like, shit. Like, he was, like, dorky and, like, horny.
Oh,
and,
yeah. Because the whole... Okay, so it's weird. He knows Kita's sisters are in love with him. But, like, he's like, hey, we should all go to a water park. So he can, like, because he wants to, like, flirt with, like, the sisters.
Yeah.
And, like, the whole time, they're not really paying attention to him. They don't give a shit about him. And, like, the whole time, they're like, in love with Kita. And it's like, yeah, what did you think was going to happen? Like, you know they're in love with him. So I'm like, fucking, you're a dumbass.
And kind of too, like, once he kind of gets to, like, the water park, he, like, fades into, like, the background all of a sudden. Like...
Yeah, I don't think he even, like, talks once they get to the water park, yeah. But yeah, they all, so Kita, his buddy, who I don't remember his name, the child, I don't remember her name.
I didn't even know they were...
Akko and Rico from Hannah Montana are all going to the water park. The little girl kind of just, like, invites herself. Like, she's just kind of there when they're talking about this. And she's like, hey, can I come too? And they're all just like, I guess.
Yeah. Though it's weird too, Kita's buddy, by the way. I didn't even know they were, like, buddies. I thought he was just, like, a random dude that was, like, there. Like,
yeah.
I didn't know they were
Well, it's
buddies.
also weird, because if you remember, it was, like, Kita, him, and, like, 2 other guys. Like, if you remember, Kita hung out with, like, 3 of these people. Yeah. And, like, it's just this guy. So, like, what shitty friends. And, like, do you think they were like, hey, what about the other 2 background characters we hang out with sometimes? It's like, fuck them.
They're doing their own thing. They're running. That's what they're doing.
Yeah. That's what I mean. This world building sucks ass. Nobody in this show exists unless they're on screen.
Except Kita's dad.
Except he's eternal. He doesn't count.
But yeah, his mom. But yeah, like the girl's mom.
Kita's dad is in all of our hearts.
The girl's mom, though, like hasn't even been like mentioned. I
think she's like said maybe 2 things. I think she's talked twice.
I think she's like, did she die off screen or something, or like leave
I know.
Kita's dad?
Well, it's funny because you didn't even realize like that was like the sister's mom. Like you thought it was like his mom, and Kita's dad was like the sister's dad.
Hey, I told you, every time I do a Kiss This review, I learn something. Like, I
know, right? Yeah, you learned a little bit of everything.
I learned something this review. I didn't even know that, like, the teacher's, like, sister was the same person that, like, the same, like, little girl or whatever we've been seeing, like, I say little girl, but she's, like, 14, but, like, you know, I don't know.
Yeah, but, like, they draw her like she's fucking -9. Like she's a fetus. But yeah, anyway, so they're all like, hey, we're going to a water park. And they all meet downtown where there's a water park. See, I thought they were going to like go to like a beach or something. No, it was like a full-on water park. And it's just like downtown. And I guess, because we found out they live in like Tokyo. I guess I'm like, okay, does Tokyo just have like a fucking big-ass water park?
I guess so.
Just like, like across the highway. I'm like, I guess. I don't know. I'm not from Japan. I don't fucking know. Why are you asking me? Shut up.
They do like a weird thing where like the brother like Akita like calls his sisters to like his stepsisters to like tell him that like
Owen, that's very important to remember. They are Owen, people were literally telling us to die, to end our existence because we forgot to mention they are step siblings.
So I'm making sure but yeah, so Kita calls like his stepsisters to like tell him that they're going to like the water park and like they like pick out the bathing suits and they do like this weird like montage of like what they're gonna look like in their bathing suits, and like them thinking about what Kita's gonna look like in his and type of thing and all that type of stuff. So
yeah.
Then they get to the water park.
Oh yeah, so but when they're at the water park, the teacher is like outside of a store, and she like wants to like go gamble. Basically, like it's outside of like a gambling store, I guess. I don't know. And she like wants to go gamble, but she's like, "Damn it, I don't have much money." But then she sees the sisters like walking to the water park, and she's like, "Wait a minute, I remember them. They're the main characters of this shit show." And she goes to follow them, and she sees her sisters there with Kita. And she's like, "Oh my god, this guy!" It's weird because she thought the same thing last time.
Yeah.
And I mean, you know what? I was saying it's weird. It is weird. It's fucking strange. But like, you know what? I can't really fault her logic. She's like, "Oh my god, this guy is like trying to sleep with everyone."
Yeah, because like everyone wants to sleep with him, so I guess she thinks it's reversed. So.
Yeah. So basically, she's like, from last episode, she's like, "Oh, hey, listen, it's like really weird that you want to like bang your sisters. You probably shouldn't do that." And also, she's worried about her sister too. So she's like, "Okay, this guy's not only trying to sleep with his sisters, he's trying to sleep with my sister."
Yeah. I don't know why. I don't know where she gets that into her head. Where like they think Kita's the one that like wants to do all this stuff, but whatever.
I don't know. Listen, this guy, no sister is safe.
Apparently not. Hide your sisters. So.
I mean, my sister's a lesbian, so I'm all set.
Kita might be able to turn.
Kita will find a way.
Yeah.
Kita will find a way.
But no, but we kind of forgot to like talk about this too. They kept doing this weird scene where she's trying to keep it like a secret from everyone, but she's like they don't do inner monologues in this show apparently, so she's just yelling about how she wants to keep this a secret, and like everyone just kind of looks at her and she like looks crazy.
Yeah. She's just like on the street corner, fucking like instead of thinking in her head, she's just like screaming out loud, and everyone around her is like, "What the fuck is wrong with this bitch?"
And then like they do this weird thing where like. I think a character from like one of the video games, like she asked like, "What would this guy do?" This one did make me laugh. Admittedly, this guy just goes, "I don't know," like figure it out type of thing. I did like that. He might be my new.
Owen, this would be like you're like SpongeBob. What would you do in the situation? And he just like gives you the finger.
It kind of reminds you of that Rick and Morty like scene where like Morty's thinking about his crush in his head and. Like Morty's even thinking about some of the stuff she's having him do is weird, and it's like his.
Oh yeah. She's like, "Oh, it's really weird. He calls those the Mortys, but okay." Oh, well, it's funny because I mentioned SpongeBob. Remember when he was like looking at his own reflection, and then Mr. Krabs was like coming back, and the reflection was like, "All right, you're on your own, friend."
Yep. But yeah, it's just so.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry to talk about good shows like Rick and Morty and SpongeBob. I guess we'll get back to this shit show.
Yeah, I guess it's my turn. So yeah, they go to the water park. But the teacher, I don't know the teacher's name. They probably like said it, but we just don't give a shit and like don't.
Yeah, I don't care. I remember Kita's dad. And that's all I need to know. Also, Rico from Hannah Montana. I remember that one.
And well, as I say, Kita and Kaida, but I don't even know Kita's name. It's like
I'm like we call him we change his name every time we say it, so that one doesn't even count.
And then but yeah, so the teacher like, I don't even know what happened. Like, she was all upset that she had to, like, pay a good amount of money to get into this water park. But then, like, she kind of just did it because she knows it's, like, the right thing to do. So, like, I'm a teacher. I got to, like, get law and order here type of thing. It meant nothing, and I don't care about it. So that's all you're getting from me type of thing.
Yeah. So. It is weird how, like, every scene in the first half of this episode is just her bitching about how, like, she, like doesn't want to spend money.
Yeah. So, like...
And then she ends up spending money to get into the water park to, like, spy on Kita.
And then, she's got to go to, like, the bathing suit, like, store that they have in the water park. Because, she doesn't want to get, like, wet in the sense, like, she doesn't want to get splashed by water type of thing.
I was about to say, Owen, she gets a little wet later in this episode. Fucking kill me.
But I guess she just doesn't do it. She's like, I'll just stay away. But if I stay out of like the water areas, I won't get wet. Which that line right there, just like, okay, she's totally gonna get wet in this this episode.
But they do it in such an insane way. Like I never would have guessed. Like that's how she ends up getting like soaked with water.
Oh, yeah, we'll get to that. So they do like they do a thing where before this, Kita and his pal, his buddy, his amigo, his compadre, his BFF. Just like
Gomez. Oh, and who's a better friend, Gomez or this guy?
Oh, this guy. He's just great.
Sorry, Gomez, you're my boy, but this guy all the way, a real chum.
They're just waiting for Kita's stepsisters to show up, and they do, and they're in like bathing suits. So obviously, you can kind of see the montage they do there. They kind of like talk about the bathing suits, and they do some scenes, where the teacher's like little sister like kind of tries to flash like Kaida, I forget, and then
Kyle.
That wasn't even close. But it's revealed. The sisters are like showing her like to basically stuff like her bathing suit to make it look like she has bigger tits than she typically would, and then like this gets like Kita and like his friend like question if the sisters are doing the same thing, and one of them is just like, oh no, I'm not doing that, and then the other one's like, yeah, I'm kind of doing that a little bit. So yeah, that went places. And then like doing all of this, like the sisters would do something like sexual, and then like the friend like would have like blood all this and like coming out, kind of like the scene from Masaroshi, but like not.
Oh yeah, and Dragon Ball, yeah. Except that was funny, Owen, and this just makes me want to grab a gun and shoot my mouth.
You know why too? Because that was written to be funny. This was written to be like a serious, like thin type of thing. So.
Yeah. I agree. But we get a little montage of everything at the water park, and pretty much every montage is just like you said. It's like the sisters like doing something sexual, like they're trying to get Kata to like rub sunscreen on their backs, or like people are like staring at the girls like when their like bikini falls off or something. I do remember the one thing that legitimately made me laugh was like there was a scene, a fucking scene. It was a still image of like the sisters on like the water slide, and then it looked like somebody just like found like a picture of like a wave on Google, and just like with their mouse just like dragged it over the screen, because it was like they're on the water slide and they were like, okay, we should like animate them, like a wave coming over them, and they're like, yeah, but like that costs money to like make a wave. Let's just again. Go to Google Images, take a picture of a wave, and just like drag it across the screen. No one will even notice.
You noticed, but you noticed.
I'm like, okay, so that one actually, it made me laugh, but it also pissed me off. I'm like, you lazy fucks. Like, it costs so much money to animate shit. And you are just, I mean, to be fair, if I was animating this shit, if someone was like, all right, listen, I'm going to pay you to animate Kiss This, first off, I'd probably kill myself. Second of all, but if I couldn't kill myself for some reason, then I'd probably half-ass it too. But it doesn't mean I won't shit on you for it. Or piss on you, like episode 5.
Yeah. This was just, that was terrible. But yeah, who's going to take the next scene, by the way?
I feel like you could make it a whole episode about this. I feel like if this were, Avatar in book 3 did this really well. We're all, Zuko and his buddies went to the beach.
Yeah.
That was a fun episode. I feel like, you could have done that. You could have some nice character development between characters. Everyone's chilling out, having fun. Well, you can make a really fun, enjoyable episode out of that. But they're just like, nah, one shitty montage.
Yeah. So, I know typically we talk about off camera who's talking about what. We have to decide here who's talking, because these next two scenes are pretty weird. Am I talking about the scene in the bathroom, or you're gonna talk about what the teacher does, or do you want to reverse that type of thing?
I'll talk about the bathroom because it's fucking insane. So the teacher, again, she's just kind of like spying on them, making sure Kita's not gonna like bang her sister in like public, I guess. Like I don't know what she was really expecting here.
Yeah.
But she ends up like hiding in a stall in the bathroom. And the sisters are going in to like take a shit or a piss. If they want to take a piss, I don't know why they didn't just go on Kita's shoulders.
Yeah.
But
we missed did we miss a big thing, by the way?
Did I?
We got or is this after the bathroom scene? That we got a cameo from the person that pissed on Kita's head, or was that after?
No, that was after, because she like screams when they like douse her in water.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm jumping the gun. I didn't know.
And how dare you? How fucking dare you not remember the exact sequence of events in Kiss Sis episode 7? Well, what? Midsummer Wet Drip, whatever the fuck the episode's called. I'm disowning you. All the blood in me that is like in your body.
Uh-oh.
So we're like 25% related. I got to drain out like 25% of my blood in my body.
It's kind of funny, by the way.
Sorry how dramatic.
Your internet, you froze there, so it just froze on you, like doing this type of thing. So
my fucking internet connection can't fucking handle how angry I am. So yeah, Kita's sisters are like in the bathroom, and because like the sister, like not the sister, the teacher. Sorry, I'm drunk or I'm getting drunk. Like notices that they're coming in, so she like shuts the stall door and like hides. And they like I forget what happened. She like sneezes or something. She makes a noise, and the sisters are like, "Hey, are you okay in there?" And she doesn't answer because obviously she doesn't want them like recognize her voice. Which if I were her, I would just come out, give them the middle finger, and it's like, "Fuck you, bitches! I got a life outside. I'm at the water park.
Yeah,
I'm a teacher. I have a life of my own. It's not none of your fucking business."
Yeah, I feel like this is weird because this is meant to be like catered towards adults, so it's kind of weird that they're trying to make it seem like that teachers can't have lives like outside of school type of thing. I guess teachers.
Yeah, because they not to skip ahead because that's fucking heresy, but they end up getting mad at the teacher after this whole thing, which is fucking insane. If I were the teacher, I absolutely would have fucking hit him with the.
Yeah. I just think what's weird about this too, like, you remember that scene in iCarly when Sam mentions, like, I just used to think they used to lock up the teachers in the teachers' lounge every night. I like to think in Kiss Sis that was kind of happening, and this teacher's like breaking the mold out of that type.
This teacher's like she realizes she's like in the Matrix, so she's literally because she's like, wait a minute, it's weird that you want to like bang your sisters, and everyone's like, no, it is fine, that is completely normal.
Yeah.
She fucking realizes that she's in the Matrix. She's going against the programming. Owen, have you seen the Matrix?
I know of it, but I haven't seen it.
Okay, so you probably don't know what I'm talking about, so never mind. That happens a lot where I reference something and I'm like, hey Owen, do you like know that thing? And you're like, no. I'm like, oh, well then, I'm sad.
Hey, we just add it to the list.
You know about Kita's dad, and that's the only thing that matters. So the sisters are like, wait a minute, this person in the stall isn't answering us. It must be a pervert who's like spying on people, I guess. That's literally their thought process.
Yeah, like I don't understand why they went there.
Owen, if you were like fucking went into like a Walmart to like take a shit and it was like, hey, are you okay in there? And you like didn't want to answer because you're like in the middle taking a shit. And they were like, and they fucking doused you in water. You'd be pretty mad, right?
Oh, I'd be pissed.
Whoa, and that's exactly what happened. She's in the stall, and she doesn't answer them when they ask if she's okay. So they assume she's a pervert, like spying on people in the bathroom, I guess. I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know.
So they fucking, like, grab buckets of water and, like, a hose and just start, like, launching it over the top of the stall and fucking dousing her in water.
I can understand the bucket maybe, but where the hell did they get this hose, by the way? It was just like it was just
yeah, literally. Like, what did they hook it up to like the pool outside and fucking start? It's weird because Kita and like his buddy are like outside just like chilling, and then they like hear the teacher scream, and then they're like, "Wait, what happened?" So like they don't even notice that like they're doing all this shit until the teacher starts fucking screaming bloody murder.
This is also really weird too because like they're spraying the teacher with like the hose. The first time they like didn't know it was the teacher, but then like they like kept doing it when they clearly saw it was like the teacher type of thing.
Yeah, it's weird. She's like, oh my god, and then she like opens the door and she's like on the ground, and then they keep spraying her for like a solid like 30 seconds, and they're like, oh hey, you're our teacher.
But like but they clearly saw that it was like the teacher. Unless like I don't even know what happened, but like I don't get it.
They're dumb. That's the answer to everything in this show. They're dumb.
Except Kita's dad.
Owen, I shit you not. Owen, as I said, Owen, if someone, if you were just in the bathroom taking a shit, she wasn't taking a shit, but she was in the stall.
Yeah.
And someone just started like fucking dousing you in water. As I said, I would get up and I'd be like, all right, but the box a little bit, I'm gonna fucking give you a black eye.
Yeah, why not?
But no, they get mad at the teacher. They're like outside. And they're getting pissed at the teacher. Like, what are you doing here, teacher? And she's like, following you guys, I guess. And I'm like, why the fuck would you admit that? Just say you're at the water park.
Yeah. She could. And I don't understand why is she upset that like that she's even like there type of thing. Doesn't mean she's spying on like them. She could just be
right.
there.
She was spying on them. But listen, if I were the teacher, I'd lie my ass off. I'd be like, no, I'm not following you guys. I'm just here, just chilling.
Yeah,
but no, she like admits that that she was spying on them, and it's like, why? Why would you do that? I don't make. Fuck you.
Yeah, I don't get it. I do not get this.
I need more vodka.
Take it. I guess I'll talk here. No, I think it's still you because I'm everything at the teacher's house. So
yeah, which is like half the episode. So yeah, they're mad at the teacher or whatever. I don't give a shit. And then Kita had like his like gym uniform on him for some reason. I don't know why he did. Owen, do you bring your school clothes to like the water park?
No, I don't do. Especially too because it's supposed to be like out of school. I guess the implication was they went to they went from the the track where he was running to the water park. The thing I don't get about this though is Kita was in full on like his bathing. I guess they said they brought him his bathing suit, but it's just I don't understand this. By the way, I don't know why he didn't just drop it off.
Yeah, I feel like either he brought his bathing suit to school for some reason, or he brought his gym uniform to school. Either way, it's weird.
But I don't know why he didn't like lock that stuff up in like a locker or like leave it in the car. Like, why did he have this on him? Like, type of thing. Like.
Oh, and you're trying to find logic in Kiss Sis, and that's a fool's errand.
By the way, it was like there all of a sudden, and then like it was like not there, then there all of a sudden, and it was like I want to mention this too. By the way, for some weird reason, it's in the water park. It was like sunset. Typically, a water park isn't open during like sunset, like nighttime.
Yeah, I was about to say, this park should have closed a while ago. And also, like, it was like daytime ish when they like doused the teacher in water, and then it was like sunset when they're leaving. So I'm like, did they just like wait a couple hours for some reason to like get mad at the teacher?
Yeah. So it's just you always felt like we hate the show so much. We're totally willing to like pick every little thing about it like a pot. Like we don't let anything slide. Nothing.
Yeah, I truly. This was truly an experience. Owen, this has been a Kiss Sis.
It's been a Kiss Sis.
You know, I'm still waiting for them to name drop the show. You know how remember in the pilot, Jesse was like, "What are you gonna like break bad or something?" Yeah. Or like in Death Note where they said this is called the Death Note.
I mean,
I'm really looking forward to like Yellow Jackets for the soccer team is called the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah,
I'm really looking forward to episode 12, the finale of Kiss Sis, where he says, "You know what, guys? This whole time, I was the Kiss Sis."
Oh yeah, like instead of I'm the one who knocks type of thing, it's I'm the Kiss Sis.
Yeah, I'm the Kiss X Sis. He has to emphasize the X or the times. Remember when I was younger, I thought it was a time symbol, so I was like Kiss Time Sis.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Because I didn't know it was an X. So he is the Kiss Time Sis. Kill me. But yeah, he Akita gives the teacher his like gym uniform because she like her clothes got like soaked in water.
She's like getting sick, type of thing.
Yeah, she's like sneezing and stuff. And then her and her little sister like walk off into the sunset, and they're like, "Huh, man, that teacher's a real handful. Her little sister, she's got her work cut out for her." And I'm like, "You bitches douse her in water. Go fuck yourself."
Especially the sister's probably is weirder than to them. The sister's weirder than the older sister type of thing.
Again, it is insane how everyone in this show is the epitome of like being the only normal person surrounded by fucking lunatics.
You and I would not stand a chance in this show, by the way.
Oh, and in this universe, you know what? You'd be like, "Hey guys, I just hung out with my sister in New Hampshire," and they're like, "Oh, cool. Are you married to her?" And you're like, "What? No." And they're like, "What? Are you fucking weird?"
Yeah, I'd be like, she already has a husband. And she's like, "Oh, why?" And she's like, "You act like, why is that stop?" They'd be like, "Oh, why is that stopping?" That type of thing. Like,
I was gonna say something else, but I was like, "Oh wait, actually, I don't know if you want me to say that yet."
Yeah. So not yet.
Yeah. So yeah. They walk off into the sunset, and Kita and his sisters go home. I guess we don't really see them for the rest of the episode. Well, actually, we see Kita. We see Kita one time, and I'll just say it now because fuck it. It's him at night, and he's like dreaming about the teacher.
Oh, and we missed like a big thing.
That's it.
Earlier, like I think him and his friend that made like a deal where like at the racetrack, where like if Kita had gone on this like adventure with him. I call this an adventure, but it was just going to the water park.
Adventure. Oh, I love that. And you're a big WWE fan. Imagine like you go to WWE events with like your friends, and you're like, guys, this fucking adventure. Some of us might not make it back.
You know what though? Sometimes they end up being adventures with if you take the T, that can be an adventure sometimes. So.
Oh, and the real kiss was the friends we made along the way.
But he says if they go to they made like a deal like if they go to the water park together, like he would give him like a porn magazine or something like that. Which is like this is 2010, dude. Why do you still having porn magazines? Like
I know, right? Listen, the whole point of last episode was you guys have a fucking computer now.
Yeah. Well, his dad blocked all that stuff, so like
yeah, which I think is funny. Like his dad immediately knew what shit they were gonna fucking Google, so he blocked all that shit.
Hey, not just blocked it; he knows the password. I like to think he's just putting the password in like himself.
Yeah.
But
Kita sucks ass because he cannot make up his fucking mind. Because remember in the early episodes, he's like trying to deny all this like weird shit. He's like, nah, ain't about that, man. And then like the last like 3 episodes, he's been like all about it, and it's weird. It's like this character isn't a character. He's just a thing that like makes the plot happen.
Mm-hmm. I feel like the season finale, I think we made the prediction is going to be him marrying both of his sisters somehow. Like he's going to find a workaround around it type of thing.
Yeah. Keep in mind, this fucker's 15. So he'd probably, he'd still marry his sister somehow. I don't know how, but he would.
But yeah, so like at the end of the episode, like we see like Kita like looking at the...
And Owen. There's a reason why I mentioned that he's 15. And that was a little bit of foreshadowing. That was a little bit of a slip in there for what you're about to talk about. Keep in mind, Kita, our main character, our guy, the son of the legendary Kita's dad, is 15 years old. A minor, a child, some would say.
So, yeah, the next, like, the rest of the episode, we see the teacher. She's taking a shower, obviously, because she's, like, soaking wet. I don't know why she felt the need to take a shower.
Well, it's funny. I tend to be soaking wet when I take a shower, Owen. Thank you.
But I don't know why she took a shower though, because she didn't really get like dirty or anything like that. She just got like sprayed with a hose. I know hose water can be dirty sometimes.
She needs to wash off the water with more water.
Yeah, I don't understand. So she's like kind of feeling like that she fucked up again pretty much because she fucked up like the last episode and she fucked up like this episode. So I guess continuity there. I guess I don't know.
And thank God another episode of Kiss Sis actually remembered the previous episodes. That doesn't usually happen.
I think it's the only time it has happened. So
yeah, usually these episodes exist in a vacuum, and they're like continuity. What's that? Some kind of food?
Oh, I forgot to mention, I want to just mention it. We've had that scene, where everyone was yelling Kita's name. We saw, like, the person that, like, pissed on his head, like, in episode 5. Like, getting ready to change into, like...
Oh, and you're right. Thank you. That's continuity. That's a returning character.
Yeah.
We haven't seen her in 2 episodes. She hasn't said shit. Keep in mind, we're more than halfway through Kiss Sis, and, she's just, like, the girl who pissed on his head. That's her character.
But, yeah, she's getting ready to put a bathing suit on, but when she hears, like, Kita's there... she doesn't want to put it on, obviously, and she could...
Sorry, just real quick. Do you remember, let's go through real quick. Episode 7 of, like, Avatar, Danny, Ben, Breaking Bad, Death Note, Yellow Jackets. We pretty much had a good idea of who all the characters were, right?
Well, how far are we in Ben? Because
Episode 8. So we have a good idea of who Max, Gwen, and Ben are.
We have, like, a good idea who, Vilgax is kind of not completely, but kind of. So
yeah. Kiss Sis. How well would you say we know these characters?
All right, so we have Kita. We know that he sucks at everything, but somehow people like him. To be honest, I don't know what's just. I mean, I guess they're twins, but like, what? I don't know which sister's which, and I don't know what. Like, there's no different character traits like about them. They just both want to fuck Kita. So.
Yeah, literally, that is their character. They want to bang him. They don't have individual. They are literally a hive mind. We kind of. It's funny in episode 5 they kind of played into that, where they just like fucking walk in unison, and they like fucking speak telepathically. They like that's their character.
You typically too. I forgot to do it this time. I'll look at the episode's wiki after I watch an episode, so I know which sister to talk about like at each given time. I forgot to do that this time, so I've just been saying sisters, sisters, sisters.
I just remember the one in the ponytail is Rico from Hannah Montana. That's all I know. But like you said, the girl who like was like surprised when the teacher like heard Kita. Yeah. No, sorry. The girl who pissed on Kita. She like got surprised and she was like embarrassed because she heard him and she's like trying to avoid him, I guess.
We have the teacher.
That's her character is like she pissed on Kita. That's her character. The child is the child, and she's like the sister of the teacher, and the teacher is like a nerd,
and we'll get to her character
and like doesn't approve of the incest.
Yeah, you have Kita's dad, my man. You know, good guy.
He's the fucking Giga Chad. Yeah,
we have the sister's mom.
She said like 2 things,
and then we have Kita's buddy that like went to the water park like with him.
His character, what a character arc he's had. At the beginning, he was mad that Kita's wasn't like banging his sisters, and now he's mad that he's not banging Kita's sisters. What a fucking character arc!
Am I missing anybody? I think that's the only like characters. I think that's it.
I don't remember. But point is, this show has had 7 episodes to introduce the characters, the main cast.
We only have 3 left.
Flush them out, their bond. We haven't seen jack shit.
And we only have 3 episodes left, by the way. And I was gonna.
No, I thought we have 5.
I thought it was 10. I thought it was 10 episodes. Or is it 5?
It's 12.
Oh no! I just learned something else new. I always thought it was 10 episodes. So.
Owen, you're always learning. You're always learning. Speaking of learning, the teacher, like good segue, is back in her apartment. Like you said, she was showering.
One more thing I want to mention, by the way. I was gonna throw out the excuse, like, you know, we do take big breaks between like Kiss like episodes, but we can't even make that as an excuse because we're taking pretty big breaks between like Ben 10, Avatar, and Danny. We took a pretty big break between like Yellow Jacket, like episode 4 and 5, and you know the you know the character.
And I feel like you can't even make the excuse that this show is like episodic, because like the last few episodes of Avatar were pretty episodic. Mm-hmm. Ben 10's pretty episodic. Danny Phantom's pretty episodic. All these shows are really episodic. You know, there's not like a huge overarching storyline. I mean, there is, but like we haven't really gotten there yet. So like, all these shows, despite being episodic, have done a really good job like giving characters like their shine.
I mean, SpongeBob is very episodic, probably the most episodic thing like ever.
Yeah, that show is so episodic. Like every episode exists in a vacuum, but like you have such a good idea of who each character is. Their relationship with other characters, like what they're gonna think or say or do in any situation. That show is the like fucking example of creating such iconic characters.
Yep. So let's go through it. We've been delaying this long enough. So the teacher, feels
so.
Like...
Before this, this episode when I was watching it, I didn't remember this episode. I don't even know if I'd gotten this far in the show. I was like, this isn't too bad so far. Again, the sister's dousing the teacher and when she's in the stall pissed me off. Because, again, I would have fucking give him the old knuckle sandwich if I were her. But besides that, I was just like, this is like kind of like episode 6. It's kind of just like, it's stupid, but it's not like horrible. But I'm like, we're like halfway through the episode. And like, they're already done with the water park. You figure the water park would be the whole episode.
No, not this show.
We're halfway through the episode.
Because we had to.
So I'm like, okay, what could we possibly do to fill up the remaining 10 minutes? Owen. And there's one thing that happens for the next 10 minutes.
I don't even think I'm gonna get. I'm gonna be able to talk about them point by point, but I'll try. So yeah, the teacher comes out of the shower, and she had like mentioned to Kita earlier. Or Kaida, I still don't remember.
Kyle.
Yeah, one of those. I know it's not Kyle. It's Kaida or Kita, so I'm not sure which one.
No, I would love the idea if his name is Kyle. Like he lives in Japan. Everyone has like very Japanese names, and his name is fucking Kyle.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. But she mentioned to like Kaida earlier that she would like give back like his tracksuit, like completely washed and everything like that. And then yeah.
Again, I don't know why he had this on him. He just like teleported it into his hand. Actually, Owen, we established earlier the show in this show people can teleport.
Yeah.
So he probably just teleported his gym clothes.
Or teleported like to his house, got his stuff, and then teleported back like instantly, type of thing.
Yeah, I can see that.
But yeah, so she's like thinking about washing him and everything like that, and then all of a sudden, like she's like, I'm gonna try this on. And I'm going to do it naked. That's literally what she, like, said. I'm going to do it naked for some reason. Just felt the need to do it naked. So she starts putting on the tracksuit. And, she starts to feel, like, aroused by it. Her tits are extra, like, pointy. Her cheeks are clapping. I don't think she said that, but that's kind of what she was implying. So.
Oh, and I'm looking forward to the next Christmas party. Because our family kind of knows we do YouTube videos. Our Aunt Brenda. She's going to be like, oh, hey, are you guys still doing those YouTube videos? What do you guys talked about? I'm going to be like, well, Owen described how a fucking anime character had pointy boobs. That's my life.
If you do that, I will legit. You know what? Come to the next Christmas party because I'm not going to be at the next one, so you can do that. You do that one.
You will probably fucking murder me. I wouldn't be surprised, and I'd be like, you know what? That's fair.
So then, she, like, gets down onto, like, her bed, and she starts to have, like, a sexual, like, fantasy, sexual wet dream about,
Owen, why are you viewing it as sexual? There's nothing sexual about this. It's purely art.
I'm just
this scene should be studied in museums alongside the Mona Lisa.
You know how, like, you get, like, film classes and stuff, and you get, courses, and they'll show you like scenes that can be studied and talk about the imagery and all that stuff. I don't know why this scene was never shown.
Oh, I remember I was so happy that like I taught you you mentioned in your like film class you viewed My Neighbor Totoro.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh cool, I love anime, so I'm like, oh cool, it's so interesting that you like you learned about My Neighbor Totoro. That'd be really cool if we like review that movie someday. Imagine your teacher fucking put on Kiss This. Episode 7, A Midsummer Wet Dream, or whatever the fuck it's called. Yeah.
Yeah, so then she starts to have a fantasy about Kita, where Kita's caressing her tits, and he's getting naked, and it's kind of weird because like, is this Kita's fantasy or is this her fantasy? Because then Kita wakes up. I'm not really sure. I think it's, or is it both their fantasies? I'm not really sure.
Oh, and remember in Yellow Jackets, episode 10, where, like, Jackie is, like, imagining, like, like, everyone, like, welcoming her back to the cabin.
Yeah.
And she sees Laura. And it's kind of vague if that was Jackie's dream or Shauna's dream.
I thought that was pretty clear, but okay.
Oh, okay. Well, I was going to say, Yellow Jackets got inspiration from this scene.
They could have. We talk about this all the time, like, remember sometimes in LVB the thing we've been talking about lately, how it doesn't make sense that it's like Texas flashback and not churches. We're talking about that now.
Oh yeah. Or that doesn't make any fucking sense. This is that. Yeah, this is that.
10 times like what? Probably or you say 10 times worse. I'm gonna go higher. I'm gonna go 20 times worse. So
I'll go 100, Owen.
But yeah. So
sorry if I'm being obnoxious, interrupting you a lot. I've realized my alcohol tolerance is not as what it used to be.
And mine still is what it used to. Well, to be fair, you're drinking, I think, higher percentage alcohol than. And
I also put a lot of vodka in this.
That's fair.
This is like half vodka, so yeah.
But yeah, so I think that
my little brother's in the living room. He's probably like, "What the fuck is going on?"
He's probably got his headphones on. He don't know what's going on. So
he doesn't give a shit. He's like, I happen to be a Kiss This connoisseur.
Yeah, so then it cuts to like another like wet dream where the teacher's teaching and like Kita's not really
as they do.
Yeah, Kita's not really like paying attention. So like she disciplines him by like making him Like touch her tits, which I guess is punishment.
Oh, well, this is normal. Oh, and remember, outside my window right now, monkey boys, unagis, serpents. And, when I go to class later, even though I've graduated college, when I go to class later, my teacher will be like, oh, why don't you fondle this?
Yep. So yeah, then Kita starts doing that, and then she's like, I know you want to do like more, and she like positions Kita to the point where like to a pussy and everything like that. And she tells Kita. This is round 2 of Adrian just laughing really hard.
I wasn't expecting you to say it. I thought.
And then so she tells Keto not to like taste or whatever, and then like she wakes up the next day, and apparently we find out she did this like 3 times. Apparently, by the way, like we saw like because they had to like show it again. By the way, too, like they show her like doing it like all 3 times that she was just like masturbated to like thinking about like Keto in his uniform, and then she gets all distraught because like she said she would return in full condition, like maybe he won't notice, and then like we see that like it's all wet, like the shorts and everything like that. So like that's gonna be a problem.
I gotta say, this girl, she's like what, 28? She's like in her late 20s or like early 30s.
Yeah, like my age-ish type of thing.
She's got to get laid. If she's getting this, if she's this down horrendous over a fucking 15-year-old's gym clothes, it's like, my God, girl, you got to like get a boyfriend or something. That's sad.
Yeah, this is pathetic. That's the end of the episode.
Yeah, that was Owen. The way you described that, you make it seem like, oh, that was probably like a what, like a 1 minute, 2 minute scene. Oh, that was half the episode. That was half
the episode
of this episode. Keep in mind, animation, voice actors, animators, music. Even though the show doesn't have any fucking music, this shit costs millions of dollars.
By the way, it does have music. It's really shitty. It's like that shitty like violin or whatever that like plays anytime like someone's doing. I don't even know what it is, but it's shitty.
Doing whatever. But yeah, you're like, my God, you know what? How much money of this could have been given to charity, or like literally anything besides this?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this was
so sad.
Yeah, I think I talked about this in probably maybe 5 minutes, and it was like half the episode, like you said.
Yeah.
I probably left a lot of stuff out because I don't want to talk about this type of thing. But it's really weird. And I think we talked about this. We mentioned, because you mentioned this in Yellow Jackets and stuff when we were doing those reviews. How Shauna was jerking off to like Callie's boyfriend and everything like that. This is worse than that for the reasons you just said, because someone had to like animate this, and it's half the episode. With Shauna, it's just a quick scene. It's not even the whole story. This is like the whole freaking story.
This took weeks, if not months, of work going.
Yeah.
Think about that. And also, like in Yellow Jackets, it's really interesting because it's like Shauna's a really fucked up person. Even though I don't really like Shauna, it's like interesting how she's a really fucked up person, fucked up mentality. She's clearly, like, the show acknowledges she's like mentally ill. Here, it's strange because again, the teacher last episode was the only sane person amongst a bunch of savages.
Not anymore.
And now she has been corrupted.
Yeah.
Owen, you haven't seen Star Wars yet, but Darth Vader's fall wishes it could be this complex. We saw the teacher, the only sane person amongst all these fucking heathens. And now she's been corrupted. She's fallen to Kita's or Kyle's, whatever the fuck his name is. She's fallen to him. Darth Vader, all of his motivations on why he became the villain he became, doesn't even compare.
The thing I have a question about, I know we talk about this every review. I don't like this scene for that reason anyways, but the other reason I don't like this scene is you're like asking yourself, what is so special about Keto? Everyone just wants to have sex with him. Everyone wants to fuck him.
Yeah, that's special. I will never understand that.
Like,
they just know he's like the main character, so they're like, oh my God, please.
It's weird. He's probably one of the worst main characters in television history because he's like, he doesn't do anything. He doesn't drive the. Remember, like Wash, like, first episode miniseries. He's the story.
Walken was the main character for a like half-hour miniseries, and he was a fucking Giga Chad alpha Stacy boss.
Yeah.
Fucking collecting all of the AIs off his dead friends, fighting the meta. Absolute Giga Chad. Kita, what does he do with his screen time? He gives his gym clothes to his teacher, and she jerks off with it. It's like, all right, that's my life.
I mean, Washington was so great in his miniseries. He got a whole season to himself, pretty much. Like,
you're right. That is actually that's a big flex from Washington. His miniseries was so cool. He became the main character for a whole season.
Yeah,
that is. I never thought about it like that. That's actually pretty fucking metal.
And Kita can't even get like a whole. He doesn't even get a whole episode to himself. I don't think.
Owen, not only that, his miniseries was so cool, he became the hero and villain of his own trilogy.
Set up in that miniseries.
Yep. So look forward to season 8 of Red vs. Blue. Yep, that's right. This whole video where I got drunk off my ass was an advertisement for Red vs. Blue season 8.
Why not?
Sure, why not? You can't prove I didn't plan that.
This episode's like an F quadruple like minus type of thing. It's
pretty bad.
We're
gonna have to like do a tier list for all the episodes, but so far, it's just pretty solid bronze medal. Episode 5 is the worst. Mm-hmm. Episode 3, and now I would say this episode. Yeah,
this is terrible. You know what sucks about this too is like we'll get an episode like this, then the next episode will just be like the show has no flow really either. Like if you're gonna be this way, just be this way all the time. But, like they just never could because I feel like the next episode's not even gonna be like tame type of thing. And we'll get an episode like this, and the next episode's usually
that's going to be kind of that seems to be what's happening, where it's like batshit insane, tame, batshit insane, tame.
I will say the reason I think I like this episode more than 5. I don't feel like I need to like not watch the show for a while for some reason after watching this one type of thing.
Yeah.
For some,
I'm looking forward to episode 8. I'm like, all right, I can't wait to see what shit's happening.
Hey,
after episode 5, we were both dead inside. We were both like, what is the meaning of life?
Yeah.
We were both like on the suicide hotline. We called and we were like, hey, listen, we just watched Kiss This episode 5. And they're like, all right, listen, we get cases like you all the time. It's completely normal. It's okay.
There's more than
gonna get through this.
There's more than just don't watch the show for like months.
Don't and then you'll be okay. You'll be ready to bounce back.
You know what's worse?
Episode 6 isn't as bad. Don't worry.
Can I ever tell you what's worse sometimes about Kiss This? You can't find it anywhere. It takes a while to like find it type of thing. Like I don't know if I had to send you the episode like again because I couldn't. You can't.
Oh yeah, you sent it and then like it wouldn't load, so I had to like copy the link and then like plug it in because like I tried to just like tap it and like have it load and wouldn't do that. Yeah. So I had to like copy it, paste it. It was a fucking pain.
This is
because believe it or not, it's funny because on Dragon Ball. When we started reviewing Dragon Ball, I was like, oh yeah, this is like basically anime Netflix on Crunchyroll.
I was like,
it's got a ton of anime, it's got Attack on Titan, Sword Online, all the cool shit. And they're like, is Kiss This on here? And I was like, Owen, get the fuck out of my face. You're hundreds of miles away from me, but get the fuck out of my face.
I had to ask.
Yeah, to be fair, you know what, you're not wrong, because this shit is on sites that probably gives your laptop like 1 million viruses.
Yep. But yeah, this was terrible.
Pretty bad.
Check out the rest of our videos. And I'm out. I don't even want to plug my channel because I don't feel earned after doing this. So
yeah. Since you're not gonna plug it, I'm gonna plug it. Putz Pause. PUTZ space PAUSE. What have I uploaded on that channel? Absolutely nothing. Will I upload eventually? Maybe. Bye.